Hey there, everybody. Thanks for checking out. Welcome back to America Tonight. I am DB Frick, still, despite the government's best efforts. I have someone, a very, very funny person tonight. Someone I've known for probably about over 10 years now, for about 10 years. Maybe 9, 10, doesn't really matter. We'll round the number to 10. I first met this young lady at UCLA, where she was a student, and I was working there. And then with a group of people, we lived together in Burbank, and she's gone really far in the last few years. Very funny lady. She is a social media consultant. She's worked for Drew Lynch, the comedian, and Cesar Millan. I probably pronounced that wrong. The dog whisperer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mesa Krunhaus. Come on down.
Hi.
So awesome to have you on the show tonight. It's been way too long, and your awesome presence could be used more often in the world. I think the world needs you. The world needs you right now, Mesa.
That's what I've been trying to convince the world of this, but you'd be surprised.
That's how you should go into all your job interviews. The world needs me.
Yeah. Actually, if you could, because it was such a lovely introduction, if you wouldn't mind, are you available to do that, to just give my intro anytime, interviews, just walking into parties, social gatherings, family get-togethers? Are you available this Thanksgiving, actually?
Yes, I actually make a lot of money doing that. I used to play a millionaire at parties for many years.
Oh.
Yeah, I would be hired to pretend to be a millionaire at parties. That was a lot of fun. You have a great energy about you, and you're incredibly funny. Where did that start? Where do you feel like that need to be on stage, or to be in front of people, not necessarily on stage, but in front of people to make them laugh? When did you realize you had a talent for it? What inspired it? That's 9 questions. I hope you can get them all.
It's so many. Yeah, where to begin? My goodness. No, I don't know that I ever, it was about being on stage. I think the funny came from just trauma, as it does.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that I realized that I should be doing this around the same time that I realized there was really nothing else I was good at and nothing else I would work at. So,
okay.
Yeah.
But
it came very naturally, I think.
Did you, well, when you were in your formidable years, is that what they say?
They were formidable. Formative, maybe?
Informative. You grew up in the States, correct? Yeah,
I did.
In the United States. You have I think we were just talking, you have a Persian background, as you were talking about your necklace before we started tonight. And I have a great memory of when we were in Burbank. Your mom mailed you something in a box that took a long time to get there and was severely beaten up by the time that it got there. And I'm trying to remember what was in it, but I remember it was just like great stuff, but it looked like so beaten up that it was like you might be afraid to open it. Like, what's inside that? That's
right.
But it was nothing but great gifts for you. But anyway, that was one of my
interesting. It's so funny. I don't even remember it. I imagine that she probably sent like a care package, I think, like probably to share so that I could make friends. Right. It sounds like something she'd do, like food and stuff.
Of course.
I think that's what it, but I don't remember this. It's amazing you do.
Yeah, no, I always remember the little thing. I also remember the place was so filthy. You cleaned absolutely every single inch of the place with white vinegar.
Yes.
I'm sure you remember.
Yes, I do, because, well, I was so lucky to be living there for free, and it was, I think, 6 of us, right, in a 1-bedroom apartment?
It was 12. Yeah, I think it was 12 of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Us and all our personalities.
I have a memory of getting into. For a while, my bed was just a bunch of sofa pillows on the ground.
Right.
I remember getting into bed one night, and about 5 minutes after I got into bed, someone else from a gathering just like decided to lie down on the bed too, and like freaked us out. I think this was the first time because we lived there on 2 occasions, but it was one of the scariest moments of my life. You've ever had someone random just get into bed with you? It's weird, strange.
Yeah. Boy. I'm usually the one that just cops it.
Fair enough.
I like to get ahead of it, spook them first.
Yeah, you have to. You have to beat them to the punch. You've
Yeah.
worked with a couple of formidable people in the recent years. Comedian Drew Lynch, who I believe won, or at least came in the top 3 of set number 2. And he's always getting funnier. I really like him a lot now. Less so 10 years ago, but he's particularly funny. He's grown on me. How did that come about? That relationship, that job?
Yeah, no, he's very funny, and nobody works harder than Drew. It's funny because so Drew and I met at an acting class. As you know, I'm an actor, and we met before Drew Lynch was Drew Lynch. He was in this acting class that I was taking in LA, and we had become friends. And then he went on America's Got Talent, and we used to watch him when he was on the show, and we were all rooting for him. And then after the show, he had kind of blown up, and I just remember one time I was working with him or hanging out with him, and he was saying how work was kind of getting away from him, and he was thinking about hiring an assistant. And at the time, I worked for a bakery delivering baked goods to craft services. And I said, well, I got some time if you want. I'm pretty good at organizing stuff, and I can help you out just until you find someone. And so I sort of stumbled into it, and a month went by, and he was like, you're actually really good at this. Can I maybe keep you? Can you keep doing this? And I was like, yes, but you definitely have to pay me because this is a lot of work.
Right. Okay.
And that's how it happened. Yeah. Then I ended up working for him for 3 years.
That was
a great experience.
I like the way that happened. And then you went from that to working for Cesar Millan.
Milan.
Milan.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I want to say, I like saying IAN words.
Millan.
Yeah, I think there's Christina Milian was one of them. But that's not what is important right now. What's important right now is Dog Whisperer. And you worked with him for a while too. I mean, two iconic people. That's two iconic people in media. They both are.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up watching Cesar on TV, like watching The Dog Whisperer. So that was a crazy experience. And I met Cesar working with Drew. They had done a vlog together. And once I stopped working with Drew, I was an assistant for another creator on YouTube. Her name's Molly Burke. She's a blind fashion and beauty content creator. But I was tired of being an assistant, and really I was looking to do something else because it's a really rewarding job, but it's also a really draining job. And when you're a personal assistant, it's 24/7. So yeah.
And so how long did you do that?
Well, I worked for Drew for 3 years. I worked for Molly for just 1 year. And at the time that I was working for Molly, I was trying to start my own business doing the social media consulting because I wanted something that I was, I guess, good at, that I could make my own hours. And after I had worked with Drew, because I did everything for Drew, I edited his videos, shot the videos, posted the videos. We did all of it together, he and I. And so a lot of people would reach out to me and ask, how do you do this for Drew, and can you do this for me? And because his channel grew so much in those 3 years. And one of the people that reached out was someone on Caesar's team. And so once I had the time, I wasn't doing all of that. At the time, Molly had her own kind of team, so I was a little less involved. I started to do the consulting for Caesar, and I started his YouTube channel. I worked with his videographer, a guy named Peter, and sort of helped train them and just get Caesar started, because Caesar has all of the talent in the world and he's interesting and people want to watch his content, but he just didn't have the infrastructure, I guess, in place. Like, he never joined social media because he was a TV star.
Right.
So it was, I think, a thing where at the time they never really thought they would need it. And then they realized, oh, shoot, actually, we're getting left behind.
Did you learn any tricks about dealing with dogs?
I learned so many. It's the coolest thing, because I never grew up with dogs. And I've worked with now, Drew has a service dog named Stella. Molly, who's blind, had a guide dog named Gallop. And then Caesar all works with dogs. So dogs have sort of followed me around a lot.
That's funny.
And I learned so much from Caesar about dogs. It's amazing. He is a wizard.
Like any tricks to, I had a dog in my yard last night. I came home from work,
okay.
And there was the dog ran away and was in the yard and was really scared in the backyard. It was dark. There was no light back there either in that area, that he was sort of cowering in the back, and we brought him out some food. And when we'd get close, he would growl. But we ended up calling the police, and the police ended up coming and taking the dog. But sadly, my first thought was like, that dog's doomed. They just put it, that dog's not, like, if they don't find that dog's owner, then it's doomed. And I wanted to know if you knew of a place that might kidnap the dog for me and place it someplace to be loved. Okay. You can find
it
that.
Sounds like a job for you. It sounds like you should do that.
Okay.
If you want it, we can quit rolling the cameras, and we'll come up with a strategy, you and I'll just kind of talk you through it.
Right.
Like, we'll just nab him.
Right, Mission Impossible sort of thing. No, I would have to.
Yeah.
I would have to hide the dog like Annie in Annie at where I live.
Yes.
So I don't know if I could do that every day. That's a lot of stress.
Wait, look, it's worth it. This is the dog's life we're talking about. I mean, at the very least, we can put him in a car and try and drive him across state lines, get him somewhere where there's like a nice yard he can run around in. Someone with a yard.
You're right. I'm being selfish. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Come on, we can do this. We can do this, Jan.
No, I believe that. I'm not surprised that you would do good at social media consulting, because you would make anyone funnier. You could easily make anyone, I think. And
Thank you. I really make people shine by setting the bar low, I've found.
There's actually probably some math in doing it that way. There's probably like going into a meeting and not giving them anything. Maybe that'll keep the job for someone. Like, look at the producers in the movies, in the musical. The producers, their show needs to fail for them to make money.
Yeah, you can make more money with a flop than with a hit.
Right. Like
no. I give away a lot for free. I always tell people if they want my opinion, I always give consultations to people for free, and then if they want to hire me after that, then they're welcome to hire me. And I'd say it's about like, I don't know, like a half of the people, they just kind of want the free thing, and then they kind of try to do it on their own. And then the other half hire me, which is great because I have plenty of clients. So it works out well.
You're also blowing up a little bit on TikTok. You have quite a bit of viewers. I mean, that's
you.
I see some of your posts have 10 to 15,000 views. That's a lot. I don't think I've ever gotten that anything near that. No, no way. Maybe there's a video on YouTube that I posted like 15 years ago that has maybe half that. That's probably, but that's you do great pieces, and
Thank you.
they're all on you. And one of the more popular ones was mixing your styles,
Yeah.
and sort of brought a goth and I guess it was a sundress,
Yeah.
and it was a great look. It was a really interesting, so it got a lot of views. But you're sort of, are you came up a little bit in the sketch world, like you did some sketches with Drew. I believe you did some.
Yeah, a few.
Are you using that?
I don't know if they're still around on YouTube, but so we did a few.
Oh, they have to be. Nothing ever goes away on the internet. I've found that all stays forever. Even if you try, like this is an aside. I've done a lot of reviews where I've written about shows, and some of those shows were stand-up comedy shows, and one of them had a woman, I won't say her name now, but I posted a picture, and it's a nice picture of her, but she hates it. And now, because I posted it on that show, it's always the first picture that shows up online.
Oh no.
And there's no way to take it off. There's no way to take it off of Google. You could take it off of the site that, anyway, it's just an example of how much I screw up. So what else is in store for you? Do you write at all? Are you writing anything? No?
You know, I write because it's one of those things it feels like these days is what you have to do. Even with TikTok, I would much rather TikTok I do just for fun, just to see like, I wonder if this
Sure.
anything. Well, let's see. But really it's anything I do, all I want to be is an actor. That's all I want, is for someone to write a script and put the camera on me and I do my job. That's all I want in this world. And it's like, that's a dying thing.
What kind of movie would you want to do? What kind of
anything?
Okay.
At this point, anything. But no, I love Aaron Sorkin. I would love to be in like something that Aaron Sorkin does. I'd love to be in like whatever, Wes Anderson, those kinds of things.
Sure.
But really anything. But yeah, these days they want you to be a writer and a director and a producer and to already have a following and to have all these things. And I do those things because I have to. I don't know that I'm particularly good at them, and I would much rather not.
Sure, we are forced to know so many things. This show has forced me to learn how to edit, and I wanted to do it for years.
Yes. Oh.
And it's like it's a really important, I've done it for other people already. Like I've done bits and things, so it's an important piece. Mesa?
It is.
What are you going to do with the rest of your life? I sound like, do I sound like your mom? Does that sound like a mom?
It does. I got chills, actually. Yeah, whew.
I wasn't trying to. I don't know.
Did she put you up to this? Is that why you had me on? Because I thought it was fishy.
That would be so awesome. I would love it if she was watching from somewhere right now.
Oh, God.
And
somehow I feel she's always watching. She's not dead, but I just think that she's always watching.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you told the audience that she's not dead. I was aware that she's not dead, though.
I know you are, yeah. I figured for anyone else.
Yeah, and it's good.
I say, I feel she's always here with us. It's not a dead thing. It's that she just
has she ever come out to LA? Has she ever?
She has a couple times, yeah.
Okay, is that like a fish out of
water? My dad staunchly refuses to. He's from New York, and he thinks because of that, he has something ingrained in his DNA that's just, I can't go to LA.
It's very. Without I'm not making a comparison here, but Woody Allen was like that too. Hated LA.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's yeah.
I don't hate LA, but I definitely miss it more during the coming monsoon months. But you didn't grow up
Yep.
in New York. You said your father was from New York, but you didn't. You grew up in North Carolina.
Correct. I'm like the United Nations, really.
Is that a gang sign? Was that a gang thing that you just threw?
Yeah, it's my own gang. I'm hoping it'll catch on.
I like it. It's very Wonder Woman, which I would imagine
Yeah.
you must have dressed up like Wonder Woman for Halloween at some point.
I haven't. I get the comparison a lot. I wish, one of the studios would see it in me. No offense to Gal over there,
not at all.
But if she's crushing it. She can, if she wants to take a back seat for a few movies, I'm available.
Right. If you saw the sequel to Wonder Woman, she might have to. The sequel to Wonder Woman was not great. I don't know. Maybe they rushed it.
Oh no.
I also, have you seen any movies recently in our last couple of minutes here in this? Have you seen any?
I saw Red Notice.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
It is. It's a Ryan Reynolds, The Rock.
Yeah. No,
and it was a lot of fun. It was, I think, exactly what you would expect from Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. Just it was a good time.
I'm sure there was a lot of funny jokes. I think Ryan Reynolds has some of the best timing in the history of film and television. He really is one of the funniest. It's sometimes the little one note, but I still find it funny, even though it's that one note. Deadpool.
He hits the one note perfectly.
He hits the one note perfectly. He always did, even when he was the two guys and the pizza place. Or was that two guys and a girl and a pizza place? They changed the title halfway through the show. They did.
Oh.
So it was like two guys and a girl. Then it was two guys and a girl at a pizza place, and then a guy. Anyway, doesn't matter. I really appreciate that you came down and chatted with me today. This has been a fun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wait, before we go, we have to talk about Thanksgiving. Right, Thanksgiving is coming.
Okay.
Do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
It is.
Do you celebrate
We do. All of it. My family are pretty much all immigrants, so we do it as to blend in. For the same reason that we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Thanksgiving, and it's so that we blend.
There's no attention. You didn't bring any attention to yourselves, right?
Right.
I can understand that. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We're having a big Thanksgiving this year. My mom said there's going to be 14 people, which I'm very against. Not because of COVID, but because it's just, that's so many people, regardless. Forget the pandemic. It's,
right.
I don't like it. I don't like
do more than 9.
I would rather, I very rarely, I live alone in LA. I don't do more than 1 usually. The fact that I'm even around my family at all is a big step for me.
Okay.
Which is, there's 4 of us total in the immediate. But somehow now it's 14. I don't know where these other people are coming from with their hands out, but.
With their hands out.
Yeah.
Give us.
They're going to take all my leftovers. I know that it's not in the spirit of Thanksgiving, but again, we're only celebrating it for show. And the best part of Thanksgiving is the leftovers after. They're going to be gone with 14 people.
Right. You're right. You're right. I actually had a party go from 8 people to 4 people. So now I was having it catered because I don't want to clean anything up. I'm tired of cleaning.
That's smart.
I'm tired. I'd rather spend money than clean up anymore. I'm at that point in my life where I don't want to rake the leaves anymore. I don't want to rake the leaves. I'm going to get someone else to do them. But then when I get to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it myself. And then I do it myself. Mesa, you rock. You're the best. It's been great.
Likewise.
I love that we chatted. I look forward to chatting again. You're a fun spirit and a great presence. And I wish you all the best in this dog eat dog world. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Mesa Kronhaus and her very, very shiny jewelry. We'll be back right after this with more Welcome Back to America, or not. This might be the closing segment. We decide that afterwards. So might edit all that out. Oh my God, she disappeared.
I accidentally hit something. I didn't mean to.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.